All right, boys. So I've been working on a Eye of Winter build on the Gemling because with the Gemling quality, I can still get another 2% on the tree. I don't have the 7% chest piece, but basically it'll probably be at 90% chance, 89-90% chance with the 2%. I still have to get from the tree. Plus, I'll probably get +2 level of gems. But yeah, so it basically always returns. I was like, well, maybe that's good, but it's clunky, it's slow. I tried it with like more projectile speed, and basically it feels like the shards miss more because it's going so fast. Like when it's slower, it has a chance to actually hit more. I really tried to make it work. I got cast on Crit Comet, cast on Ailment Comet, and I've got the Spell Slinger Comet as well. I have minions on the offhand that you can stab for 177%. Okay, it's doing it. There's a lot of bugs with the controller UI. Basically, I wasn't able to equip the scepter in my offhand, and I had to go to keyboard and mouse to do it. And then as you can see, it's giving me an error. There's no reason it should be giving me an error in my inventory, so it basically means something's not working. It's been very clunky. There was a few things I couldn't do, and I had to reset. Like the minions are supposed to stay out. Like when I do this and then go back to Eye of Winter. Okay, there they go. They're staying. Yeah, and I threw out like I've changed so many things. I'm gonna throw up some gameplay while I yap about this, but I'm trying Midnight Zenith on it because we're critting. Like we have 86% crit chance. We had it in the 90s. I pulled it back. You basically with Eye of Winter here, I've got Aziri's Impatience and Rakiata's. Now, I was using Elemental Weakness, and I was like, oh well, Rakiata's isn't going to do as much damage because you need them to have more resistance for this to be better. This every cast, you get 100% increased cooldown rate, but you lose 25% life, mana, and energy shield per cast, and that sucks. The cooldown stock on this thing is fucking 10 seconds. And then I was doing I was putting down elemental resistance, and then I had it so it was like burning inscription, so when it finishes the curse, the center does ignite a ground. Because it says you get 100% of damage the corresponding type when pass over elemental ground effects. At one point I was running charges. I think it was the frenzy charge, whatever it is, that gives you every 6 seconds or when you freeze or something. And then I was converting that on the tree with resonance and getting power charges. And then I put it was like creeping chill or something on this. Basically it spends a power charge to then put chilled ground down. And then yeah, but it seemed like no matter if I was using, basically if I was igniting the ground, it was the same thing as Flame Wall, which people are telling me is not the same as ignited ground. It just infuses it with fire. But when I use Powered by Virizium, I basically get, you get infusions. So when I do that, it's lightning and fire. And then obviously, as you can see, it gets, that's when it does big damage. Now, for a while, I had that also in cast on crit. I removed efficiency, and I have Powered by Virizium in here because I also have Powered by Virizium in here as well. So that basically covers when the comets come down. They're fire infused comets, but I kind of, when I was mapping, since the comets were proccing, I didn't really have my lightning infused flame wall on tap. Sometimes it would just be one of the circles, not all three, or I just wouldn't have it all. If you don't have this down, you're not doing big damage. But as you can see, it returns to you. If you're in an area, let me, like I said, let me pull up these videos real quick. All tier 15 maps, obviously. Yeah, if you're in a map that's close quarters, there's a lot of walls. It chains and ricochets off the walls a lot. I have noticed basically, I did switch my headhunter over to this to try it, and it definitely makes a difference. So I'm thinking if you really can get a really good wand, really scale some damage, It's probably not bad. Right here, these guys were just like super tanky. I don't know, some maps it feels good, some maps it feels like it just sucks. But basically you're always casting Flame Wall and then you're just torching through them. Like as you can see, like it's not bad. It has some issues on the rares. But yeah, I've tried so many different things. Obviously the minions give you more spell damage. I got Rakiata's Flow. Basically you got to really push a lot of energy shield like recharge rate, so it recharges. Like I think I'm down to like 2.5 right now, and I pull back like 40% to grab more damage just to see if it would feel better. But you need your recharge rate because the cooldown for Eye of Winter standard is 10 seconds. I think it's down to like 3.2 seconds. I've got a lot, like every cooldown reduction I could possibly get on the tree. I think I'm just missing, I can get another 10% on a ring. I've got 19% cooldown reduction on a Heart of the Well. Like I said, I think it's at 3.2. And then obviously we're Gemling, so we get a lot of bonuses from a lot of things. We're running the Shrine Scepter and the offhand to get an extra 100 spirit. It's just, I don't know. I feel like if you really had a big budget and you could really push some damage, like, because like my wand, it's good. It was like a 20 div wand, but it's not where it needs to be. Maybe it'd be better with a two-handed staff and use that and then get rid of the Shrine Scepter and then get rid of Cast on Ailment and just keep Cast on Crit, because we are critting constantly, and so are the Ice Crystals. I got Repulsion on there if you want to pop it. Like I said, I removed the Elemental Weakness because it does mess up with Rakiatas. It does help the Comets for bossing, but it hurts Rakiatas. One annoying thing is if you get hit while you're casting, you lose it, and then you gotta wait the 3.2 seconds. I don't know, it feels clunky. I tried more projectile speed, like I said, and it goes, but then I feel like all the shards miss. I do have like Gamble Shot on it, but like right there, like it's like, okay, like it's spinning around, it's bouncing off everything. It seems good. I don't know, man. I think it just needs a lot of investment, but I just think Eye of Winter it's not in a good spot. It's the cooldown's too high on it, and like the 900% damage, like you don't even notice like the 900% on the first hit. So like this is, you know, this damage, I've seen worse damage, but compared to like what I build, like this damage is fucking shit. You know what I mean? And like you gotta press all these buttons, you gotta put it down, you gotta cast it, you gotta cast again, you gotta wait, you dodge mechanics, make sure your Powered by Virizium is charged up, and like you gotta get in there. Like it's a whole thing. Here's another map. But I've really tried to really make it good. It just, I don't know. It has potential. It's just annoying, right? Because especially as a controller player, you kind of, if you're not manually aiming all the time, it just goes where it wants for the most part. But I mean, there's times where it feels good. We have like 198 life regen per second. We have like 210 mana regen per second. We're running Mana Remnants. We're running Elemental Conflux. As you can see, like it's shredding through them. Like it's not bad, right? I don't know. It has potential for sure, but only being able to cast every 3 seconds does suck. I don't know. I feel like maybe if I go back to Mother build and do some endgame farming and maybe get like a 200 div staff or something and get rid of Shrine Scepter, maybe I just need to scale more damage. Like maybe I need a two-handed that has like big spell damage, +7 to spell skills, gain extra like 50% as cold and even fire or something. Maybe that's what I need. Because like I said, when I put Headhunter on, I was getting some rare modifier buffs. It felt like the comets were coming down more and stuff like that, but it's just clunky. I don't think you're really gonna get it down past 3 seconds. And then you got to mitigate for your life, your mana. Mana Remnants kind of keeps you topped off. Life regens pretty quickly. It's just your shield. Your energy shield, if you don't have a quick energy shield recharge rate, it feels bad because you keep casting every 3.2 seconds. And your energy shield, like mine's at like 2.5 seconds at the moment. So like I'm only getting 400 energy shield before I cast again. And it's never topping off. Like you have to have that shit instant. And like I said, if you get like cornered, like I've tried to get more cast speed. Just at the moment I was prioritizing damage. So if you kind of get ganged up on, or you can't really get the cast off and then you hit you and you're surrounded, you're dead. Like it just, I don't know. It's not like, you know, everybody right now is mainly farming Endgame with like Spark. And you throw it on Sparks and they're just, blah, 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 they're just zipping around the map. They're critting, they're just going crazy, hitting everything. Like this, you cast a giant ball and it just spins. And it goes for 3 seconds and then, you know, it returns to you for 3 seconds. And it does that 900% damage on the first hit per enemy. But then after that, on the return, it doesn't seem to do that. So I just think Eye of Winter just needs, like a lot of other skills in the game, it's not good enough, right? And if you put like multi-shot on it, or, you know, whatever, like I let people, oh, you can do this, you can do that. It's like, well, no, because it doesn't give you 3 Eye of Winter balls. It gives you more projectiles off of the shards. And that's really not doing much. You want the ball to be doing the damage. I think we had like 60% pierce. We've got like 40% chance to chain off a terrain. You know, I haven't run a cast on crit comet build since 0.2 on a blood mage. I don't know how I can get it to proc more with Eye of Winter. It feels like it's not hitting enough times to proc a lot. I was like, well, what if I use like ice darts, or like I use something else? But like I wanted Eye of Winter to do mapping and bossing. So as you can see, it's just kind of like a pain in the ass. But you can see the Ice Lotus Midnight Zenith shards, like they're going off a lot when the Eye of Winter touches. They're just pop, 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 pop. And they were doing a shit ton of damage on my monk build, which if you want to check it out is in the description below. Shattering Palm, last Requiem, or Composed Requiem, whatever the hell it's called with the crossbow. But yeah, like it's just clunky and it's slow and it doesn't feel good. And like I said, maybe if you like really scaled some more damage, it might feel better. But I'm kind of like at the point where I'm like, well, I do have exposure on, but I've seen damage get up to like 6,000 DPS, which it just doesn't feel good. It just doesn't feel good, you know. Obviously I need Chaos Res running, mana energy shield, 181 life regen, 220 mana regen. I don't know. I kind of just feel like I might just give up on it, honestly. I mean, I got it clearing T15 maps, but it's just not... It feels like a chore to play, you know? But it was like, you know, I wanted to mess around with that projectile returns. I figured that would be good, but... You know, 68% more fire damage on that. This gives 34% increased spell damage. The Conflux gives more duration between the randomizations. Mana Remnants, you get... When you collect in Mana Remnants, you get 68% increased mana regen rate. So I think it's close to like 300. Cast on crit gets more crit chance, which is crazy. Cast on ailment is reservation. Like this costs 60 spirit to run instead of 100. So, you know, Gemling has some good things going on here. But yeah, I just think maybe with a super high investment it'd be good. But I just wanted to share that. You know, probably go back to my Tactician and grind, because I had 117 divs when I started messing with this, and now I have 13. So I'm broke. I'm broke as shit. So anyway, you know the drill. Subscribe, come back. See you on the next one.